I'm about to tell you the craziest story you have ever heard. I thought breaking my own heart would be the worst sound in the world, but I was completely wrong. The sound of this guy laughing when I figured everything out was 1,000 times worse. It all started with him, Alex. And it was insane. Before him, my life was black and white, and he turned it into 4K Ultra HD. Our first date was 12 hours long. In 1 week, he said he was falling in love. In 1 month, he called me his soulmate. This was a non-stop fire hose of attention, praise, and gifts. He gave me so much stuff, it was like I was a prize he'd won. My friends told me to slow down, but I was going full speed. For the first time, I felt like the star of the show. There's actually a name for this. It's called love bombing, and it's 100% a strategy to control you. But I just thought it was fate. He was perfect. Or, he made me think he was perfect, and I was his #1 fan. But then, the first glitch happened. And it was so small, you could barely even see it. We were supposed to go to dinner with my best friend Sarah. He was all in for it, or so he said. But an hour before we had to leave, boom, his whole mood changes. A dark cloud just rolls in. I tell him it's time to go, and he looks at me like I have 3 heads. Dinner tonight? Maya, you never told me about that. I was 100% sure I told him. I could literally replay the conversation in my head. But he was so convincing. Baby, you've been so forgetful lately. Are you sure you're okay? He said it with so much concern. And because I wanted this perfect thing to be real, I actually started doubting myself. This is a classic move called gaslighting. They make you question your own brain until you don't know what ES5 is real anymore. He would literally say, "That's not how it happened," over and over until I believed his version of my life. It was crazy. My reality was whatever he told me it was. And from there, it just got crazier and crazier. He started using my friends and family against me. Best friend Sarah was suddenly a bad influence. My own parents were trying to control our relationship. He isolated me, but he disguised it as caring about me. If I had plans with friends, a huge fight would magically start right before. So I was too emotionally exhausted to go. If I actually went out, he would blow up my phone with texts like, "I miss you so much." Or "The apartment is so empty," basically making me feel guilty for leaving him for 5 minutes. He was building a fortress around me, brick by brick, cutting off every escape route until he was the only person left. That is the ultimate strategy for manipulators. Separate you from anyone who can see what's happening. I was so close to it, I couldn't see the walls. I just thought his entire world was me. I didn't realize I was trapped. And then, the entire thing blew up on a random Tuesday. This is the craziest part of the whole story. He left his laptop open. A group chat with his friends was right there on the screen, and I saw my name. He had made a step-by-step guide of how he manipulated me. The love bombing was the hook. The gaslighting was a game to see how far he could push it. He shared screenshots of my confused texts and my apologies for things I didn't even do. My entire relationship, everything I was feeling was just a joke for him and his friends. My trust, my love, my confusion, it was all a punchline. I confronted him, shaking, with the laptop screen glowing with his betrayal. I expected him to deny it, to lie again, but what he did next was 1,000,000 times worse. He looked at the screen, looked at me crying, and he smiled. Then he laughed. A full, loud, hearty laugh. That was the sound that finally broke me. The insane realization that none of it was real. I wasn't a person. I was a challenge he had just beaten. Leaving him was the hardest and easiest challenge I have ever completed. The aftermath is this insane process of rediscovering who I was before he showed up, learning to trust my own brain and my own reality. Again, it's an everyday grind. The illusion of love he built was a beautiful high-stakes trap. And true love never needs a trap. I know so many of you have stories like this, where something just feels wrong and the affection seems like part of a game. If you've ever experienced these red flags, I want you to drop your story in the comments right now. By talking about this, we take all the power away from the manipulators and give it back to each other. Remember, recognizing the illusion is the first step to finding your reality again.